They dreamed of becoming nurses in New York State.
But their dream has turned into a nightmare.
And tonight, Fox 5's Linda Schmidt investigates what went wrong.
I was devastated. I didn't expect that.
Rosie Velasquez's dreams were destroyed, and it is the same tale of heartache for Linda Boudreau and Ishmael Jeffers.
It was very hard to deal with, and knowing that, you know, at the end there is nothing.
I think it's just very important to expose the situation so that no one else can fall prey to this circumstance.
It all started with a desire to become nurses. Rosie, Linda, and Ishmael all applied to the American University of Antigua's nursing school.
I got accepted right away.
The university's medical and nursing programs are taught here on this sprawling $70 million campus in the Caribbean island of Antigua, but its headquarters is on Wall Street. Rosie graduated last spring with an associate's degree, and she came back home here to New York to take her state exam to become a nurse. She applied to the state to take what's called the NCLEX exam, which is short for the National Council Licensure Examination. But the state's response was a shocker.
It took about maybe 4 months before I received the denial letter.
And why did New York State deny Rosie the opportunity to take the state board exam?
Because the school is not being recognized by the country's Nursing Council of Antigua. Therefore, I am unable to take my exam, my state board exam in New York.
That's right. The head of the Nursing Council of Antigua says the nursing program at the American University of Antigua is, quote, not approved by the Nursing Council. And if the Nursing Council doesn't approve, the New York State says that graduates cannot take the state exam here. So Rosie's diploma, at least for now, is worthless. And to make matters even worse, she owes $47,000 in tuition. And with interest, it brings her student loan to a whopping $91,000 for a 2-year program.
They lied to me. I was cheated. I went to Antigua. I left my family. And I gave them 2 years out of my life to come back to nothing.
The university's own literature tells students they'll be eligible to sit for the National Council Licensure Examination, known as the NCLEX exam, once they graduate.
The first question that I asked, I said, you know, is this an accredited program? They said, yes, it is. I said, will I be eligible to sit for the NCLEX exam when I come back? Yes, you will.
But since the American University of Antigua began its nursing program back in 2009, there isn't one graduate from New York who's been able to take the state board exam to become a nurse.
They promised me that I was going to become a nurse after I complete my program.
And Linda Boudreau left the program early after realizing there was a problem.
I blame the American University of Antigua. That's who I blame.
Our students are getting the raw end of the stick.
Neil Simon is the president of the American University of Antigua. He agrees that the nursing students have been mistreated, but he says it is not by his university. He says the university's nursing program is accredited and approved.
We have documentation from the government of Antigua which says specifically that we were chartered and approved and that our graduates are eligible for licensure.
In fact, Simon has this letter from the Prime Minister of Antigua stating that in 2007, the government, quote, granted a charter to the American University of Antigua and its School of Nursing, and that the program was, quote, fully approved and accredited by the Minister of Health. The problem is the Prime Minister and the Minister of Health apparently don't have the final say on the issue. According to this letter right here from the New York State Education Department from last October, it's the Nursing Council of Antigua that determines if a school is approved. And the head of the Nursing Council, Nurse Warner, says the university is not approved by the Nursing Council. And in order for the university's program to be approved, they would have to increase their number of credits to 130, not the current 73. Simon says he and his university quickly realized that there was an issue when its first graduating class ran into problems last year.
After we knew there was a serious problem with the program, we never accepted another nursing student.
Simon also says that he and the students are caught up in a web of politics. He says the Nursing Council of Antigua and its chairperson, Nurse Warner, have a serious conflict of interest. The council also operates a nursing school in Antigua that competes with Simon's. This battle is going on between the university and the Nursing Council of Antigua. The New York State Education Department is trying to figure out who has oversight of the nursing program: the Prime Minister, the Ministry of Health, or the Nursing Council. Until that's determined, the students are stuck.
Or this should have been straightened out from day one when they accepted the first student to go to Antigua into that nursing program.
Now, Mr. Simon tells Fox 5 that he is currently working with the government in Antigua to try and pass legislation confirming that his nursing school is approved. But if that doesn't happen,
we will reimburse the students their cost of education, which includes their tuition and their housing, etc. Their plane fare down to Antigua. Yes, we will reimburse that.
Everyone's intention was to start a career, which you've been robbed of now.
and while New York students have not been able to take the state nursing exam here in order to get a job, the university is telling us that students from Florida haven't had any problems, and they've been able to take the test in their state.